Congratulations, guys. You made it to the final video of the survey, and I would argue one of the most important. It has to do with AI, which can stand for academic integrity and artificial intelligence. So I'm going to quickly go through the difference between the two, show you how to check your work for AI, and then discuss what could happen, consequences, procedures going forward. And then finally, at the end of this video, I'll show you how to submit this assignment to count towards your first grade in the gradebook and earn up to 50 points. So it's a great way to start off the class, not only knowing what to do, how to navigate, but also give you some credit to get started. So once you submit an assignment, after you click on an assessment and you submit it, it disappears from your assessment list and it's going to move to your grade book. So if you click on the grade book, and you'll notice I have submitted 2 assignments here, I'm just going to click on one, and it's going to give a score that you'll also be able to see. This is called the Turnitin score. If I click on that red score, you and the teacher can both see the same report, and it tells you why it's high, what's wrong with it. So in this case, I put a few different examples of possibilities that can give you a high score so you can kind of see. But number one, you'll notice the template itself is highlighted in red. And that increases your AI score considerably. So you can submit an assignment that was all in your own words, but it could give you like a 75% Turnitin score. And it could literally just be because the template had a lot of information on it, like the rubric and everything, and it, like all of this is showing up. So that is one thing to note, and not to panic, and just to look at that to see if that's what's causing your score to be high. Then you might see something like this. This was copied and pasted right from a lesson into the answer box. So obviously you cannot cut and paste. Everything needs to be in your own words, reworded, unless it's an actual quote that you took from an assignment. In that case, you would have quotation marks before and after, and you would also cite where you got that information. So in this case, this shows this was 100% copied and pasted right into there. That is a no-no, so you would want to redo that one. This shows more, well, let me back up. The difference between artificial intelligence and academic integrity. Artificial intelligence is copy and pasting something from the lesson, using quotes without citing them, using information from an outside website, homework helper, something not from the lesson. Unless specifically stated by your teacher that you can go into Google and look for outside information, then other than that, you need to actually stick with only finding information from the lessons. So that's academic integrity. That's kind of the highlighted stuff. Then there's something called artificial intelligence. Now that's when you try to use any kind of an outside program like ChatGPT, Grammarly, Quillbot, Jasper, Copy AI, Google Gemini, any AI that summarizes or creates responses for you are no, not even allowed. That is a separate report that you do not see, but teachers do. However, there are some key things, dashes in your work, very high level work. Not saying that 100% because you submitted high level work that it is AI, but it would just flag the teacher to kind of investigate a little further. Bold words and stuff like that are also kind of key pieces of AI. So your teacher will also get a report separate. It looks like this, but a different program that says high AI, artificial intelligence. If that happens, then what the next procedure will be is you'll have a mini DBA with your teacher, and your teacher will ask you questions about your work to determine whether it needs to go to the next level and be submitted to the FLVS team as an academic integrity violation. And then that ticket will state whether you could do the reassignment for 100%, 50%, 25%, if you need a proctored exam, which means a teacher's on there when you take it. So that is determined through the DBA with your teacher that they will have with you to determine if this was or was not your work. So just avoid all of those programs altogether. They are not allowed in any of my assignments in English 1 classes. Okay, so the final thing that I want to go over is how to finish your survey. So once you're done, the very last question on the survey says to go to your English course, click on assessments. If you are in segment 1, Then you're going to scroll to segment 1, enrichment segment 1, and you're going to type complete in the student comment box and today's date. Then you'll get a score out of 50 because when you submit your quiz, it's going to give you a score out of 50 on how well you did. If you get a low score, which you'll see your score as soon as you submit it, you're more than welcome to redo it to get a higher score because that means you're going back to the videos, you're learning, you're figuring out the right information. So you can absolutely resubmit it for a higher score. Or if you're okay with it, then that's, what score you'll get for your first assignment. You could get a 35 out of 50, 40, 50, whatever it is, that will be your score. If you're starting in segment 2, you're going to scroll to segment 2 enrichment assessment 1. So I'm just going to act like I'm in segment 1 and show you what this looks like. So I would go to assessments and I would still have my survey open. Go to assessments. I'm going to scroll down. So you'll see here is segment 1 enrichment, segment 2 enrichment assessment 1. So I'm going to act like I'm in segment 2 right now. If you're in segment 1, you're going to see one that says segment 1 enrichment assessment 1. I accidentally submitted mine already, but it would say segment 1 enrichment assessment 1 or segment 2 enrichment assessment 1. You would click on it, and in the student comment box, you're just going to write completed on, and then put the date that you're completing it, and then you would check this box and submit it. That is how, and then come back here to your survey and type yes, you did that, and then submit your survey. That'll give you your first assignment and your first 50 points and cover all the information. So I hope this was a helpful video that walked you through areas of the class to make you more confident, but please reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns or if you need a help session.